Now we're going to talk about how the signal gets sent from the console to the fixture. In the old days, we used an analog signal, and as the industry progressed, it went into the AMX signal. We won't talk about these too much because these systems are pretty much dead. These both would send the signal from the console to the dimmer. Years ago, manufacturers were making consoles and dimmers that couldn't speak the same language, therefore couldn't communicate with each other. We had little converter boxes that would interpret the language so that the dimmer could understand the command. It was USITT who finally said, "We need to standardize in the world what a lighting system is." When they came to this conclusion, there was DMX. DMX is still one of the main industry standards in lighting today. You can't talk lighting without understanding DMX. During this period in time, all manufacturers started making DMX consoles and DMX dimmers, which eliminated a converter. Now the console was speaking the same language as your dimmer. So a lighting designer could send the signal from the console to the dimmer to the lights without any issues. Now that we've covered the history of DMX, we can talk about it in further detail. DMX is sent through a 5-pin XLR cable. The DMX 512 cable can carry 512 commands or parameters. It can recognize if you have a 12-channel console. You are going to use up to 12 parameters or commands talking to 12 dimmers. Here's your lighting guy. Lighting guy is at the console. Works in a theater with a low budget and all they can afford is a 12-channel console, which is fine because in this low budget theater we only have 12 fixtures. These 12 channels talk to this 12-channel dimmer, which talks to all 12 of those lamps. Even though this is a 12-channel console, it is still sending out a DMX signal. The signal that is being sent out is more intelligent than just 12 channels because it can understand 512 parameters. The dimmer will have a digital thumb wheel. We dial that at 001, meaning dimmers 1 through 12. Let's say the theater increases their budget and buys 12 more lamps. They need to buy another dimmer. Well, if this dimmer is 1 to 12, this dimmer would be 13 through 24. We only have a 12-channel console because they couldn't afford a 24-channel console to talk to all 24 dimmers. They have 24 lamps, 24 dimmers, and a 12-channel console, which one would think is a problem, but it isn't. DMX can make this dimmer exactly the same as that one by addressing it to 001. Therefore, it mimics this dimmer here. So when I bring up channel 1, it turns on dimmer 1 and dimmer 1 here. So whatever is plugging into dimmer 1 and dimmer 1 is going to turn on. DMX allows you to move numbers around as long as they aren't overlapping. Further example of this. The theater decides to buy a 24-channel lighting console. What we can do is dial the second dimmer 013. Now this dimmer is 13 through 24. This is DMX in its simplest form.